Hey everybody, it's me. We're back with another interview. This week we have the lovely Sunshyne Monroe on the show. Really excited to talk to her. Sunshine, how are you?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I'm very well, thank you. Um, let's just
Holding.
let's just get right to the point. What do
Mhm.
you do? Why are you on my show today, or why are we talking?
I have sex on film for money.
Yeah, I love it. And do you enjoy having sex on film for money?
Huh?
Do you enjoy having sex on film for money?
I do.
Good,
It's
good.
fun stuff.
I'm sure a lot of people enjoy watching it. Um, you know, we could talk all day about you, like, having sex and shit like that on camera, but I do want to touch on a few things other than that. But I will get back to that stuff. Where are you from?
Okay.
I want to know what you're about. Like where are you from, and what's your sort of story before the sex on film?
Basically, I grew up in Cumberland, Maryland. It's like a small town. Um, Mom and dad, pretty normal upbringing. Church every Sunday. My great um, grandmother was a minister, very, normal upbringing. Um, and then basically, I turned 18 and moved to Houston, and that's when everything changed. Coming from a small town to a big city, it's like, oh, look at all this stuff. So that's when it kind of went, the other route for me.
So so you grow up in this little town. You said your one of your relatives was religious, right?
Yes,
It did.
yes, my whole family
Okay.
was,
So you had
yeah.
is it safe to assume that you had to be all super religious as well?
I mean, not really. I mean, like, it was mandatory that we had to go to church on
Right.
Sundays and Wednesdays sometimes. But I mean, they wouldn't like pump it down our throats so much. We could believe what we wanted to, but we had to get in the car and go. Do you know
So
what I'm saying?
yeah, right. You go through the motions, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So you move to
Yeah.
Houston, everything starts changing. What is it that changed the moment you got to Houston?
It just was a whole nother world that I never experienced or knew about. Like a whole nother I was very sheltered, school and that's it. Home and school, home and school. And then when I moved there, it was like, oh, there's like, nightclubs. You can get drunk till 6 in the morning, and you can, get on tables and do crazy things. And so it was, a culture shock for
Okay.
sure.
So so is Houston? Is it safe to assume that when you got to Houston is when you started thinking about doing sex on film, or is this still a little ways down? How long have you been doing porno?
A little over a year, not too long.
Okay, so you just sort of been doing it. How long have you been in Houston?
Well, I used to live in Houston for like a few years. I moved to Dallas about 4 months ago. Now I live in G-Town now.
What
So.
what's the difference between Dallas and Houston?
You know, Dallas is a little bit more conservative. Good zoning. It's a little cleaner than Houston is. There's less to do, but it's just a better area to live in compared to Houston.
Okay. So what made you go to Dallas then? If all the fun is over there in Houston.
Honestly, because I fly so much,
Oh,
and the hub is in Dallas, and it's easier to get flights
that makes
from
sense.
Dallas.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That's super world traveler techniques. Yeah, you got to be where the hubs are. Yeah. Um, what got you into porno then? Where did that happen? And wait. Before we
So,
get into that, you are transsexual.
right.
Everybody knows this. Um,
Yeah.
how do you go from conservative upbringing, get to Houston, start partying, and now you have breasts? Is that the
Yeah.
How does that happen?
Well, I knew from a very young age, very, very young, I told my mom at maybe 12 years
Oh
old,
wow.
like I knew from, yeah, very, very young, this is what I want to do, blah, blah, blah. My mom's thing was that that's fine and all that, but you have to wait till you're 18. She wanted me to freeze my sperm and be an adult, before I made a decision like that. But as soon as I could, I was, I'm on it.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you get the
Yeah.
breasts. You start doing porn. You get the breasts first. Do you live like life? Just like look at me. I'm transsexual, and
Yeah.
then you get into porn.
Right. Correct. Yeah.
How do you get into porn then? Does someone come up to you and say, "Hey, you're
Um,
hot"?
kind of like, but basically what happened was that I was on websites, Facebook, and things like that, and companies started to contact me about shooting. I said no for like a long, long time. I was like, no, 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 I don't want to do that. I didn't need, the money. I just didn't really have a reason to do it. And then I went to Los Angeles just to have some fun. And one of the directors that does, he's probably like the biggest, I would say, in transsexual porn, probably, definitely the top three. And he asked me if I would do it. I was, buzzing a little bit. I said, yeah, that I would. And the next day, I'm shooting porno. And then after that, all the other companies found out that I shot with them, so they thought, okay, now she's up for it. And then I started shooting with everybody after that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Everything for me starts off with being drunk, so that's cool.
Yeah.
I like it. I like a story that starts off with being drunk. It's like one thing leads to another. I like those kind of stories. So you've been doing it for a year. You've probably worked with a lot of people, right?
Right.
I do know, like it's 2012, and if I'm not super. I don't like follow what's going on in the porno industry per se, but everybody, if you're on the internet, you sort of your paths cross into pornography,
Yeah.
and one of the things that I've noticed is you can get very do it yourself, like where you just I could conceivably make my own porno right now, you know what I mean, and make a website and do that. And you said that you've done it for a year, and I know you have a website. And from what I've
Yeah.
sort of followed through talking to people is, you do some scenes with some companies and you make a little money, and then you decide I'm going to make the money on myself, and then you make a website
Uh,
and you start filming your own stuff. Is that what you're doing?
right. Basically, like, I shot for other people for probably maybe like a 3 or 4 month period, and I've never shot for anyone else ever again. It's only been, for my site.
That's cool.
So basically, I wanted to get, my name out there, and then, people say, okay, let me Google her up and see where I can find more of her. Oh, here's a whole site of her. So that was how I did it.
That's cool. Yeah, is
Yeah.
that what most porn stars are doing? Like, is it really your rise in pornography? Really, a year and then you're up there, and now you're out on your own. Is that sort of the norm now?
Um, I mean, not really. I mean, there's certain girls that shoot, for companies 5,000 times and just never happens.
Mhm.
And for some girls, they shoot one time and bam, they're everywhere. So it's different for everybody.
What do you think is different between the two types of people? Is it that you're like savvy, like you're internet savvy? Is it your
I,
generation? Like everything is internet because you're kind
I,
of young, right?
yeah. I don't know, but I'm not sure why. Like some girls, they do one scene and it's like, explosion, and then some girls can be 10 times more attractive, but not get the same recognition or, I don't know. It's
Interesting.
odd.
Yeah, it's odd to me as well. Like I do this thing all myself, and I always look at people that don't really handle their own business first. You know, I wonder why they do that, seeing that it's so easy now. I did go to your website. Your website is what?
sunshineman.com.
And I'll put that all on the blog and all that stuff when we do this. I did look around. It's You go there. It's a preview site right off the bat, right? It's a pay site, so when you go there, you're going to have to decide if you want to pay or not to get the good stuff. Now, I perused the preview spot, and there's a little video there. I love it. I like how you have it going on. You have like, you know, your little blog, and you have like your Twitter stuff on there, which is, you know, I'm a big Twitter user, so every time I see a porn star on Twitter really using it, I get excited because it works. And I looked around your website, and there's a little video there, and I want to ask you a few questions about the little preview video, if that's okay.
Sure. Yeah.
There's a few things that I found very interesting. There's a saran wrap type of vibe.
Yeah.
Is that something that you're into, or is that just something for a shoot?
You know, it's weird that it happens. Like, they just made a new studio in Chicago. So I was the first girl to shoot there. So a lot of the furniture had wrapped up this stuff. And I was like, hey, you know, it would be cool if I made like a skirt, you know, made out of that. So it was just like, you know, a quick idea. And I did it on this clear chair. And my first idea was to piss on the chair. I said, no, let's get this cup. And I just peed in the cup, and it was this little piss, you know, party, I guess. I don't know.
You're right. That was one of my next questions. There is the urinating into a jar that is, you know, I'm an older cat, and when I speak to people that are in the porn industry, I always like to talk to them about like what kink is, right? And you know, I'm a firm believer that right now, transsexual porn is the kink that is what everybody, even like heterosexual men, female, when you're looking for kinky stuff, this is where we're at. And do you do piss stuff? Like piss is kind of, you know, it's not necessarily mainstream, but it's kind of, you know, it's on the verge of dirty dirt, you know? Like, you know, if you want to get down and dirty, that's when pissing and stuff comes in. Is that something you're into, or is that just spur of the moment? Look, there's a cup, it'll be cool to piss in this thing.
I mean, I can get into it sometimes. Like, I do like degrading men to a certain extent. Like, I like to, you know, piss on them, hit them, you know, I think that's hot. It's a hot thing to do. Now, do I get off on seeing other people pee, or would I be, you know, ready to jump over the moon if someone pissed on me? Absolutely not. But I don't mind pissing on someone.
So for the record, you won't be pissed on, but you will piss on someone else.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
No.
Yeah. I'm sort of the opposite. I have a problem with peeing on somebody, but you know, if someone wants to pee on my leg or something like that, that's kind of hot. Or just like peeing all over the place. It's cute. It's really cute. Another thing that I noticed, I did a little Googling for you. And so, like, you know, I went to your main website, I looked around, I'm not too sure if it was in the preview there, but I did go, there's a bunch of, like, when you Google Sunshyne Monroe, there's a bunch of .coms, .nets, club, you know, there's a lot of that. And so, you know, I looked at a lot of it, and one of the places that I ended up looking at your stuff, there was a video that was basically called Sunshyne Monroe making her cock dance. And you're like, sitting there, it's hot. You know, the reason why I think it's hot is every dude does that. You'll be sitting there like with a chick or a dude, and you'll have a fucking crazy hard on, and you'll fucking make it fucking dance, right? And that's not something that you really see on film very often. I used to think that was kind of like, oh, that's our dirty secret. That's what men get to fucking do only in the privacy of our own homes. But you let the cat out of the bag. There is something called men cock dancing, right?
Yeah.
I love it.
And I can make mine spin around in circles or go back and forth, up and down. Like, I can do any, you know.
I saw that and I was like, wow, I can't do side to side. I can just do kind of like, do like that little, you know, jerk dance thing.
Yeah.
It's cute. Do people love it when you do it? Like, was that just fucking let's be funny, or was that like part of some like?
They love it. They love it. I always get comments on that, like, oh my god, yeah,
Yeah,
they love it.
yeah. I think it's
They
cool.
do. Like my guys like that. They like my feet. They all like my feet for some reason. I always have to do feet stuff.
Some people like the feet stuff.
Yeah.
Are you know one of the other things that I noticed on with the porn industry right now, or actresses and actors, is they delve into like Skype. They use Skype and other webcam things for private shows, money making. Is that something that you've gotten into?
No, I'm not really into the whole webcam thing. Sometimes I'll do on my website, I'll do like a free cam show.
Mm-hmm.
But, I don't like, hey, do a handstand. Hey, do a, this and that. And no, thank you. Yeah. That's not my thing.
Yeah, I get it. Nobody wants to be told what to do all the time, especially dumbass shit.
Yeah.
Question about the porn industry. I've had a few transsexuals on. Most of the time, they say they don't really enjoy having sex with girls, or it's harder. I did have Tiffany Starr on, and she was full blown like, I like to fuck girls and I can do it all the time. Is fucking girls something that you do?
Not really. I mean, at this point, I can fuck anything. Like, physically, I can fuck anyone, anytime, anywhere. But, like, casual sex-wise, totally not my thing. No.
So, it's safe to assume that you're homosexual. Sexually?
Yeah.
Okay. So, but if you were on the set and someone said, here's some money, or, if, here's some money, have sex with this girl, you'll be able to keep an erection for that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I can fuck anyone.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go. You got a pretty big dick too, right? Like I get to look at a lot of dicks when I fucking say this. You got a pretty big dick. That's pretty cool. Like
yeah.
The dancing one is like whoa. Like there's a shot where it's like that thing is big. Let's talk about other stuff now. Have you ever wanted to be a mainstream actress?
Not really. No.
What do you see yourself doing after porn when this ends? Because everything ends.
Yeah. I'm definitely gonna start some other websites. I'm almost done one of them. I'm gonna go to school. A lot of things. I'm not done. I know that I'm not going to be hot and forever. And I'm not really interested in being like a 30-something-year-old transsexual porn star. That's not really what. So I won't be one of the girls that are in the industry for 15 years. That's not my thing.
Mm-hmm. So do you have any idea? Like, what is it that you just don't know right now?
Oh, I mean, well, I'm going to go to school for estheticianist. It's like a skincare, person. Mm-hmm. So, ideally, I would open up my own spa and have my own thing going on. That would be what I would like.
I want to talk to you about one of the things that I talk to transsexuals in particular is the word tranny. Does that bother you?
I don't think so. I mean, it's used for porn.
Yeah.
That's what catches the guy's eyes, the word tranny.
Right.
I mean, hey, I'm a tranny. I don't
That's
understand
cool.
why it's so, sensitive to some people.
What is the most what's the most disrespectful word someone could call you then?
Probably a man.
Yeah. That's pretty rough. Like, oh, that's a man? Like that kind of thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucked up. I do ask, what else do I know? I have a few other things here. I do ask questions of everybody that I have on, the same questions, no matter what they do. I'm going to hit you up with these questions, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Unicorns, are they overrated?
No.
What is your favorite alcoholic beverage?
Apple martini, for sure.
Have you ever been so drunk you fell down?
Yeah, many times.
What's the weirdest thing about you?
I jack off like 6 times a day.
Wow, are you serious?
Yeah,
Is that
I'm dead serious.
Well, that's hot. Nobody ever told me. Nobody's ever said that for the weirdest thing. I've heard some weird shit, but that's not so weird. You know, is 6 times a day weird? I don't know. It's kind of. I don't know. It's compulsive, but I don't know. As long as you're having fun and nobody else gets hurt. Um, yeah, I'm sorry. I just pictured you for a second there masturbating. Wait, I don't have to picture that. I've seen it already. Yeah, dancing dicks.
Right?
What is it? What is it? How do you feel about people getting pornography online for free?
They're thieves.
Yeah. What do you think about?
Yeah.
What do you think about when like right now? Again, I don't really follow the news and pornography, but I do follow a lot of porn stars online, and I hear a lot of stuff about testing right now, and like shit has been shut down and stuff like that. Has that affected the transsexual porn industry as well? Is it like porn wide?
Yeah. It affects everybody.
Yeah.
I'm actually getting some more surgery done in like 20 days. So by the time that I heal and I'm ready to like shoot again, the band's gonna already be gone. Okay. So I'll be okay.
Yeah, so it's not affecting you business wise then right now.
No, nothing. I just shot like maybe 4 days ago, like right before it went down. So I'm all good.
Let's go. So you just mentioned surgery. One of the things, your breasts obviously are augmented, and lovely. You just mentioned you're going to do some surgery. Is it for more because of your breasts, or is it something else?
I'm going to do my nose one more time. I'm doing my forehead this time, and my boobs one more time.
So just right off the top, the first thing that I thought there is you're obviously doing quite well financially.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Okay. That's really cool. Usually it's like, not every, I've talked to a lot of people and it's always like I'm waiting on making enough money to get like fucking my tits redone or something like that. But you're doing full-blown face surgery. That's cool.
Oh, it's like my third time. I'm always at the doctor.
Yeah.
I just went like 1 month ago. I'm done.
Wow. Are you addicted to it?
Yeah.
Are you like, that people say you get addicted to it?
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, I get addicted to things too. What's the one thing that you want to do really bad that you can't afford to do?
Nothing. I've had everything done almost.
Yeah.
Everything except for my cock, but it's not that I can't afford it. I just don't want it.
Okay.
Yeah, I want it done.
Okay, that's hot. So what you're saying is you're down to keep your penis. That's not I'm getting rid of. You're not of the mindset that I want to get rid of my penis.
No.
That brings me to the one question that I got from an online person, and I'm sure you saw it if you follow your Twitter shit, right? It was kind of you did see it, right? It's borderline crude, and I just feel like the guy is a punk rocker, and I want to try to put it into felt like it had to be I had to look at it in context like he was just having fun, right?
Yeah.
But the question was kind of a bit crude. And before I ask you the question for the show, did you think that it was crude? Were you offended by the question?
No, I think he was just being, funny. I don't think it was.
Good. So I'm going to ask you this question, and it's I just feel like the guy asked the question. I'm going to put it out there. He asked. His name is Sean Fitchner.
Mm-hmm.
Do you get to keep your dick when you cut it off?
No, because it's not cut off. It's actually kind of put in.
Right. That's why I wanted to ask, because it's the most absurd question ever. Like, that's why it just seemed like it had to be funny, because you had to have like zero knowledge of anything to think that was the truth. You know?
Yes, and it's so crazy how many people still think that the penis is cut off. It's like it's retarded.
Yeah. That indeed, but I find it very cool when someone actually asks a question, because the internet, it's hard to move people. I mean, I saw you put out stuff and nobody hit me up from yours. And, you know, when I get a question from a listener, or if they feel like, oh, I want to ask something, if whatever it is, I think it's kind of neat, because it's kind of like the ultimate where you can move a listener to do something on the internet. It's hard.
Yeah.
And, discrimination. I guess we're talking about kind of weird fucking bullshit ideas that people have. Have you encountered a lot of discrimination?
Never. And that's one thing I can say. I never have gotten disrespected. I've never had, even like early in my transition when I wasn't as passable, never had an issue. You know, I never had anyone say anything to me, you know, bad, honestly. Not to my face, at least, you know.
That's cool. Maybe it's a sign of the times or something like that. That's cool, or where you're at. That's neat. That's kind of cool. You know, like, it's kind of sad when you hear the stories of people that are like, oh, I was bashed, you know. It's like, oh, wow.
Oh.
You know, I'm sure you've heard that.
I've had friends that have been, you know, mugged and beat and all kinds of stuff. I guess I've been lucky, you know, to never, you know, have that happen to me.
That's cool. You said you're having this surgery coming up, and after you're going to get back right into it, filming stuff. Do you already know what you're going to film? Is there something that we can look forward to seeing from you?
Oh, yeah. I know I'm shooting for TS production again. Of course, you know, on my website, it's always constantly. And I'll do a few DVDs. I'm going to, like, redo my whole website, like, a little more grown-up, kind of. I think it's, you know, the whole candy thing is cute. I mean, you took it up, you know, I mean, one, you know, and, so I'm going to have a relaunch party in LA, I believe, sometime in October, November. So, yeah.
Let's go.
All kinds of stuff.
Where can people find you online before I let you go?
Twitter, is twitter.com at, how do you do it? You say it.
It's twitter.com /Sunshyne _ Monroe. Yeah. And your website is what again?
It's sunshineland.com.
Right on. Is there anything else you want to tell the world, and especially the people of Hawaii, before I let you go?
Just, it was nice talking with you, and yeah.
Right on. Cool. Will you cut a little bumper for me? Like, hey, this is Sunshyne Monroe. You're watching Beneath Everything with Ronnie Rucker?
Yeah.
Okay, feel free.
Hey, this is Sunshyne Monroe, and you're watching Beneath Everything. Here, I do it again. Sorry.
Okay, yeah, no problem.
All right. Hey, this is Sunshyne Monroe, and you're watching Beneath Everything with Ronnie Rucker.